Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I guess it's another one of those gosh darn Socaber streams.
Must be.
Yeah. That's the word on the street. Yeah. But yeah, Phoebe, Heather, how are y'all doing? Anything you want to say or anything like that as we start off?
I'm good. I have nothing to say for myself. Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just here. Hello. How's everybody doing?
Yeah. So, what are y'all planning on working on for the stream, if I may ask?
I'm going to be... So I recently reread the first 7 chapters of my book, decided I really hate the first chapter, which is not uncommon because they're so difficult. So I usually end up rewriting them a lot. But I thought before I rewrite it again, I might refer to the first chapter of this book and see what she did, because I'm currently obsessed with the Locked Tomb series, which this is the first book of. So I'm going to analyze that a bit.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. So do you think you're going to more so analyze or actually just read, you think, when it comes to the book?
I mean, I'm not going to be doing deep analysis of the prose. I kind of just want to take note of the scene choice and whether it starts more with action or dialogue. I know it just starts with the one character and how long it is before the author chooses to introduce the next character and how she establishes their kind of character traits, just that kind of thing.
Okay. And actually, oh look!
Hey!
Hi, Porscha.
Hi. Sorry, I'm fashionably late.
I don't think you're late at all, actually. We're just still doing intros and things. Anything you'd like to say or plug or anything there, Porscha?
I am Porscha. I write poems sometimes. A book of said poems will be out soon, called Low Bridge High Water, and it is still available for pre-order. And you all continue to give me good juju because Ingram Sparks is a mother. And
Oh.
we are still working at that, but it will be out very soon.
And I do have you as a mod, so if you like actually during the sprint even, could you drop a link to your pre-order for the book in the
Absolutely.
chat? Woot woot. Yeah. So actually, Porscha, what are you planning on working on also for the stream?
So I will be working on, I am going to be a storyteller at a masquerade ball in about 8 days. And because I have been so involved with working with my family for the funeral, my aunt passed away. So we just had the funeral yesterday and I'm behind with my story. So I will be working on my fairy story for the masquerade ball.
Okay.
That sounds like such a fun event.
Yeah, it does.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we're gonna have storytellers and bards and all that fun stuff, and everybody's gonna be dressed up in their best Fae attire and ears and all. I have to order my ears, so it's gonna be really fun.
Nice, nice. And Heather, did you say also what you wanted to work on for the stream?
Yeah, no, not really. I just have like some day job stuff to do, so I'm just gonna finish that probably.
Got it, got it. Yeah. I will. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'll probably be doing some reading, some poetry reading, actually.
Whose
That's
poetry are you reading?
Emily Dickinson's. So I have this. I guess I can go ahead and show it and try and hold it up nicely. But I
Oh,
have
it's
this new book
pretty.
that I
I
bought
like it.
entitled "The Poetry of Emily Dickinson," and I'm still like right at the beginning of it. But yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, for the stream, I'll just go ahead and pretty much use all 3 sprints to try and read some more of that, get into that a bit. But yeah.
And
Let
I
me
must say,
see.
Michael, that is a beautiful Argyle sweater. That is so nice.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how it
The
got on
colors,
there, but
the colors feel very seasonal.
Yes.
thank you. I think we all look pretty good right now, if I may say. Go team, right?
Yes.
Hi,
And Laura.
Laura.
Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful comment from Laura. Laura, every time I see Laura, I'm just like, it's Laura.
This comment here, Porscha.
Yes, that too, but there's another one further down.
The one further down.
Oh,
Yes. This is also true, Heather. I mean,
Rose, hi.
hey, Rose.
Morgan, hi.
Hey.
And look at this here. And Becca, hi.
It's Becca.
Laura, Portia is an oracle poet of the divine. Words flow from the muses through her fingertips, changing the world for the better. Ah, couldn't have said it better
That's so
myself.
sweet.
Awesome, awesome. Kira, hi, how are you? What's up? Let's see here. Michael exists outside of time. Deigning, is that right? Deigning us with his presence. I think this is a very elaborate, fancy, polite way of saying that I'm old AF. Way to slide that in there, Laura. Oh, and thank you, Becca. Oh, and hi, Nikki. Well, we are almost 10 minutes actually into the stream at this point. So why don't we go ahead and get into a first sprint? We can take a set and, maybe some other peeps will sort of mosey in also in that time. But yeah, does that sound like a good idea? And then after that, we can go ahead and get started with the game.
Sure thing.
Okie dokie then. Indeed. For sure. Good luck all. Yay, that's the end of our first sprint. How'd y'all do?
That's good. I decided I'm not going to make notes on paper. I thought I could do it much better on my iPad. So I've like imported photos of all the pages onto my iPad, and then I can sort of scribble on them without actually scribbling on them. And
Got it.
that's pretty much all I did. It's taking some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just finished work. That's pretty much it.
Oh, nice though. Nice. TGIF, right? At this point?
Yeah. You look absolutely thrilled, Heather, with the work that you're doing. You look chuffed to be working right now.
It's just so exciting.
Yeah, so exciting. You just can't hide it. That went well for me. I actually got through a few emails that had slipped through the cracks, so now I actually can just kind of start writing and not worry about kind of nagging things in the background. So
Nice. Yeah, and I read a bit. Actually, in the sprint, it looks like Sid popped in. Hi, Sid. How are you? Woot woot. And hi, Cool Gamer. How are you? And Phoebe, this is for you. Love from Laura.
Love a bit of scribbling.
I actually really like that word. Like scribbling. Like I like that word.
That's quite good. It's quite descriptive of what it is. It sounds right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to get the fog to look less pixely in this render. Okay. You got this, Laura.
Yeah, you definitely got this.
You got this for sure.
Oh, so I have a question which has nothing to do with anything. Did I ever show you all the comic book nails? I think I've had these for a couple of weeks and I don't think I showed you all.
I haven't seen
I haven't
them.
been on a stream with you guys in a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
They look like
Oh.
comic book illustrations.
Oh, yeah,
my
that's cool.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How fun. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
That is my contribution. I have no other contribution this stream. It's okay. I contributed to the
That's all we
fashion
need.
That's more than enough. And that's definitely more than what I've got, you know?
You had your sweater.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
You kicked off the whole fashion, element.
Well, I mean, if I may say, the left side of the screen right now is just killing it, you know? Come on,
Also,
right side of the screen. Pick it up.
How long have you had this hat? I'm used to seeing you in the blue hat. Have I just not noticed that you've changed hats?
Oh, this is it's a new hat. It's a San Diego Padres hat, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. A new hat as well. We really are killing it.
You guys are pushing the boat out.
In my defense, I think my hair is doing enough work for me right now.
Your hair
Yes,
looks
agreed.
very nice indeed.
It's doing a great swoopy thing.
Yes, very swoopy. So, what about you there, Phoebe? Not to put you on the spot or anything, you know. What can we?
I'm sitting here in my same old hoodie with my same old hair. This is the same old background. I really don't think you're going to find something here to comment on.
Maybe
It's
you're.
Phoebe. Phoebe is enough as she is.
I'm going to have to be enough. It's all I've got.
Hashtag Phoebe is enough.
Look,
She
if
doesn't
someone
need
had warned me
anything now.
beforehand, if someone had dropped me a memo to say, hey, we're doing kind of a fashion show thing, I might have turned up wearing something nice, but
Yeah. Well, on that note, should we get into our round of Socaber at this point, huh?
I think we
You
should.
know? Just a sec here, actually. Yeah, okay. Oh, look at this. How exciting, right? Does Heather look any more or less excited right now at this point? Okay, so I have got us our premise set of or pair of banners here. So I'll go ahead and put them up and read them out also. So okie dokie, here we go. You awake and sit up, stretching and yawning. It's daybreak. Your sleeping bag is positioned on the floor of the bedrooms. It's then that you remember. You're at a homestead you came to only the night before. I'm sorry. And as of 5 days ago now, everyone in the world, as far as you can tell, has mysteriously vanished. You slap your forehead.
Why? Why do we slap?
As you
our
would during the apocalypse.
So, indeed, I guess at this point, Phoebe can kick us off, and then we can, go sort of clockwise around the screen over and over, taking turns and stuff like that. If that sounds like a plan. So, Phoebe.
Am I allowed to ask why I'm at the homestead, or does that have to be an action like I try to remember why I'm at the homestead?
Well, I think you can just go ahead and start the narrative, before passing it on to Heather, and we can just go around like that.
I don't remember how this works. I don't remember how much narrative I'm supposed to give, or...
Oh, as much or as little as you like. But I think the idea is like, like I'll just put this, like we've basically sort of like been traveling or something through the the country, I guess, and we've been trying to find a place to find shelter for the night, and then lo and behold, we kind of stumbled luckily on this homestead, and we haven't so much explored it yet, but we've just found it, and it was already getting dark, and we just kind of set up our sleeping bag and called it a night and whatnot, and took shelter in the house, and now it's morning. That's kind of my my take on it.
Okay. So, I think before tackling the mystery today of what happened, why it happened, I think I'm going to have to locate breakfast, got to be strong, got to be, if you're dealing with an apocalypse, you got to keep your strength up.
Right.
So I would say, going downstairs and checking out the kitchen, seeing what supplies are around, making some breakfast if possible.
Very nice, very sound.
It's a slow start, but let's get that foundation in.
Yeah. Well then, Heather, what say you?
All right, so I'm assuming I'm hopefully cooking in the kitchen. So I'm in the kitchen and I see there's a window. I decide to look outside of it. And from a distance, I see a barn, and I decided to go check it out.
Okay. So have we eaten? Have we found any food in the kitchen?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and say yes. We found some bread and we ate some toast.
Bread? That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, so we are also now going out into the early morning, as you say, to check out the barn, right? Okay, so that would make it your turn there, Porscha.
Let's see. I am really hoping that there's, I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping to find in the barn. Maybe a cow so I can make some butter for the toast tomorrow because the toast was kind of dry. Um, but we walk into the barn and I see that there's hay and grass, but it doesn't look like there's any animals to be found. But there appears to be this wooden back paneling that could be a trap door. So, like a
Oh,
faux back of the barn that could be a trap door. So I start to kind of knock at it to see if it opens into a secret room in the barn. And it looks like it might.
oh, nice. I guess that makes it my turn. But first, why don't I take a second and catch up with the comments? I see there's just a sec, actually. Laura, do you play an instrument, Porscha? The melodies might come out more two-dimensional with those nails. A vibrato effect would be multiple notes pasted on top of each other, slightly offset to blur. Sorry, trying to make a connection between your nails, music, and comic art. And of course, our very own Porscha has chimed in. I don't play an instrument, but I do sing, so I completely get the vibrato effect thing, you know. And Regina's here. Hi, Regina. How are you? And Porscha, this is for you with love from Regina.
Hey, Regina.
And look at this here. Maybe we can incorporate this into the game also. Is there a chicken sheriff at the homestead? Interesting. Are the walls made of cheese that's melting from the heat of the destruction outside? Ooh. And Regina at Laura, no chicken sheriff, but there's a goat standing in the barn door. He's wearing or eating a leather vest and wearing a tin star. He stares at you with an intensity you find alarming. Oh my. Laura, the goat's eyes elongate and rise like a snail's. His voice is deep and speaking a language we don't understand with our ears, but the gist is impressed upon our mind. Oh, interesting. We've got like it looks like we've got a sub narrative going on here, huh? Very nice. Okay. So yeah, we indeed find that there is a sort of secret back room in this barn. It's accordingly like narrow but long. And we can see obviously that there's a typewriter sitting on a desk. There's also a couple gas lanterns sort of lighting the area. And also there is a rather mysterious looking chest, quite large, which is closed at the moment. It's a old-timey, traditional sort of chest. And we look and we see that it's indeed unlocked. So I think I could go ahead and pass it on to Phoebe.
Okay. We open up the chest, and inside, I could say we could divide the items into two genres of item in there. So on the right-hand side, we've clearly got some family mementos, photo album, little trinkets of jewelry, some monogrammed glasses, and a journal that looks like it's been submerged in water at some point.
Oh.
And on the left-hand side, we've got more kind of survival items. So it seems like this person was a bit of a prepper.
Okay.
Is there butter? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we've got canned food, first aid kit, and a couple of useful tools. Like there's a screwdriver and a pair of scissors and a ball of string. And that's where I'm leaving it.
All right, so as you're looking through all the little trinkets and stuff, you find a photo of a woman's face, and you're suddenly like realizing, I know this person, but I don't know from where. And as you're trying to figure it out, you hear a noise behind you.
Oh. Oh, so that would be a noise coming from the hidden door itself, if I may say, huh? Ooh. Porscha?
Currently being scared shitless. I am not sure if that could be people hiding in the trapdoor, like people who have survived the apocalypse. So I decide that we can put supplies from the trunk in. Do we have like knapsacks or anything we can put supplies in? Kind of take with us? Just some string, hopefully some butter from God somewhere. We take what we can put in our pockets. I take what I can put in my pockets and slowly try to open the trapdoor to see who's in there.
Okay. That's kind of the safe route, if I may say, huh, there, Porscha? Let me actually, I guess that would make it my turn. Let me just see. Actually here, Heather and Phoebe, this is for the two of you with love from Regina, of course. And Laura, are the gas lanterns attached to gas masks? I don't think they actually are there, Laura, but I do leave it to you to think about gas masks. The chest is a puzzle box that holds a great ancient evil. Oh my.
Well, that would have been more exciting. I should have done that.
And CB's here. Hi, CB. What's up? And Phoebe, this is for you with love from Porscha. Laura, a sonic screwdriver.
If only. You trying to tempt
And-
me into making this Doctor Who fan fiction? Because I will, Laura.
Laura, the sounds came from a little boy made of butter.
Yay, cannibalism. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm actually just trying to calibrate a bit for time. Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead now, actually, and do my turn. So, yeah. So, indeed, sort of like prepped with stuff in your pockets best you can from the chest, and wielding the screwdriver as a weapon in your right hand because you're right-handed. You carefully peer out of the hidden, the secret door, and try and locate the source of the sound. It turns out, to your surprise and delight, even, that the sound is actually coming from a mare who has a
Sorry,
sort of.
it's coming from a what? Like a female horse? Or like
yeah,
a person who runs
yeah.
a city?
No, a mare as in a mare. And
Yeah.
she has, in the time you've kind of been in the barn, she's happened to, at least as you can guess, come back home to the barn. And so, yeah, at this point, she kind of looks at you curiously. And I think I can pass it on to Phoebe with that.
Firstly, I love that we looked at this horse and we were just instantly like, mare. We weren't like, oh, that's a horse. We were like, check the undercarriage. Yep, that's a mare. Like, let's just clarify. Yep, anatomically, that's a mare. Okay, well, So, hang on. Where are we now in relation to like where are we and the mayor in relation to the like secret door thing? Was the mayor behind the secret door thing? No, it's outside. It was in the main.
So we're basically because the coast is clear, we're basically coming back out of the secret room and getting back into the barn proper, or the barn itself, the main area of the barn, where I suppose the hay and stuff would be.
Okay. Well, I saddle up our mare, bridle her up, tack the horse up, and lead her from the barn, and collect up from the house, from the items that we got from the trunk, kind of all the useful seeming stuff that we've collected, and make myself a lovely little knapsack, etc. Well, I had a sleeping bag already, didn't I? So I've got some kind of pack, I assume.
Yeah.
And then I mount up and I head towards where I think the nearest city is going to be. I'm trying to head towards main roads because I think in the city there's hopefully going to be some kind of answer. Let's say I'm heading towards New York, but it's a ways away.
Okay. And I actually think that that's a good spot to kind of hold it for now so we can do a second sprint. But if you're good with that, Heather, when we get back, it'll be your turn. So you can even think a little bit about how you'd like to have us proceed with the game, the story. Yeah. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that? Okie dokie. So sprint number 2 then indeed. Good luck all. And yay, that's the end of our second sprint. How'd y'all do?
Good. Just scribbling on this chapter.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, doing good too. I finished some stuff and started on homework that I need to get done before tonight.
Ah, I see.
Yep, slowly but surely on this story. And Phoebe, I love that you occasionally have this Southern accent, this Southern American accent, which
Is that really?
it's just the way you said just scribbling, and I was like, oh, that's very
Scribbling. Just scribbling. Is that Southern?
That's kind of like, that's given me North Carolina.
yeah.
I wasn't aware that I was doing any accent at all, but if I had known I was doing one, I would have guessed I was doing something British. I had no idea.
It's okay.
I apologize if I offended anyone by mimicking an accent I didn't even know I was mimicking.
No, we're just teasing you. We're just having fun.
It's like come to the dumpster fire that is the Southern United States. Come hang out. You'll fit right in.
Yeah, and I did. I read a bit more. That's sprint. Indeed. Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Sorry.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I am. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Totally. I've actually caught up in the chat, and there's lots of interesting stuff going on there. I know Laura's posted a good short string of comments, but I've definitely enjoyed that.
I wish we had Laura on screen right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and
That's
it's also a lot easier to like just talk out loud than it is to like type everything out and all that. But yeah, I guess we could go ahead and continue with the game. Heather, if you'd like a little bit of a recap, we've at this point taken what we've wanted from the treasure chest, or the chest in the hidden back room of the barns. And we've also gone ahead and packed up. We've got our sleeping bag rolled and stowed at this point, and I think we've got like our backpack all packed up and everything like that. So we're good to go, and we've got our mare horse saddled, and we've had breakfast also. But now, with it still being the early morning, we've gone ahead and gotten on our horse, and we are headed towards, at least as we think, New York City. And we're kind of just starting to go down the road. So if you like, you can pick it up from there.
Okay, so we're trotting along on our horse with no name, and it starts to get cloudy and thundering as we're going down, this long road, and it starts to pour, and so we think, man, it'd be really good to get out of the rain right now. And in the distance, you happen to see a tent. And you think to yourself, oh, maybe someone's alive out here. I'm finally seeing someone. And you head over in that direction.
Good. So, Porscha, what say you?
So as we get closer to the person, it really resembles one of the faces from those photos. I think that was the lady from the picture. but I can't be
Right.
too sure. Looks familiar, but I don't have the picture on me, so I can't say for sure. It's either her or a relative. But
Right.
at that moment, the mare starts to act pretty strangely. She's starting to get a bit agitated. So I try my best to kind of calm her, and she's definitely not having any of it. She's a bit riled.
Oh. Okay. Well. So you continue to try and calm your horse down. You pat it, you stroke it, but it is, for whatever reason, undeniably quite agitated at this point. And then suddenly, the woman at the tent suddenly starts shouting at you. And she starts kind of like shouting a lot, quite unintelligibly, but you do make out some keywords here and there. And it seems she's saying something about you being on her horse and such, and where have you come from, and who sent you, and all this and all that. Um, and with a little bit of this, she suddenly seems to actually snap, and she scurries into her tent, and the sense that you get is that she is looking for a weapon, and you realize you've got a smallest window of opportunity to get the heck out of there. And so you go ahead and quickly spur your horse, your mare horse, and she is actually more than happy to giddy up and get on out of there. And so you start making good tracks away from the tent further along the road. And I think I'll pass it to Phoebe on that.
Okay. We now know there are people, or at least person. She may have been an unhappy person, but we are not the only person around.
Right. It's like 5 days up to this point, right? But now we've confirmed, it seems, that there's at least one other person out there.
Yes. And we find that this renews our interest in getting to some kind of metropolitan center, because the more people who are originally in that area, we think, the more may have survived, may have a clue what's going on. And so we continue along the road. It's raining. It was raining, right? So we're still pretty wet, but we had to we had to scarper from the woman. We decide this is a good time to contemplate names for our mare, and because we're starting to get about hungry now, it's been a little while since breakfast. The only good name we can think of for our mare is Butterboy. So we speak to the horse and say, how do you feel about being called Butterboy? And she's really into it. She gives, a little friendly whinny, and she seems to be really getting along with you. She likes you much better than her previous owner. who
Right.
you're pretty sure was a bad horse owner based on, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
how Butterboy reacted. And then we're just following the road, but we get to a section of road where there's kind of nothing on either side. We're a long way now. We're just kind of in the middle of the nowhere, not between any particular, we're between towns. We're not in amidst anything.
Yeah.
And the road that we're on is completely flooded by a river that crosses through it. So we can... Well, I'll let Heather decide what we can do. We can't get through the river. It's real deep. So we probably can't walk Butterboy through.
Right.
All right, so I guess the only thing that we really can do is follow the river down. So we follow it down. We head towards, hopefully, somewhere. We're not sure where we're going right now, but we're hoping that the river will eventually either end or there's going to be a bridge. And luckily, a few miles down, there is a bridge. It's a nice little wooden bridge that we decide we're going to cross over. It's really rickety, and a couple of times, but yes.
I can't resist. I have to interrupt you just for a second, but by any chance, is it a low bridge? I mean,
That is lost on me.
it is a high water, right?
Excellent product placement, Michael.
Low bridge, high water. The poetry collection coming out very soon by our very own Porscha Simmons. ...
Very nice, Michael.
Yeah, do continue. Sorry.
Sadly, no, it is not a low bridge, because if it's a high river, we need to get over it. So we decided to go over it a couple of times. Butterboy's hoof gets stuck in one of the rickety boards, but we finally get through. And as we go to the other side, in the distance, we see buildings, and we notice that there is a small town, and we decide to head over to it.
Nice.
So heading towards the small town, we are starting to feel a sense of relief that we're out of whatever weirdness was in the last town that we came through. Butterboy is happy, but we see something weird coming up out of the water. What is that? It looks like an arm or a leg. What is that? Oh my God, there's corpses in the water. They're rising to the top of the water. Like,
Oh my God.
there are dead people in the water. Oh my God, what am I going to do? So, giddy up, Butterboy. We're going to just kind of haul it towards the buildings and see if we can get some help, or at least figure out what's happening here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as we canter towards the small town, we realize we've got a lot to think about at this point. It's been quite a morning. Yeah, so, you know, there's a person apparently quite alive and well, maybe not so much of sound mind, but, you know, there's lots and lots of dead bodies also. I mean, you know, what could have possibly happened to the world? But, you know, obviously we can't figure it out then and there, and we do arrive to the small town, and we think, well, you know, like, regardless of what really is going on and what the great mystery is, it's still sort of the same sort of thing. With how the game started, we still need to look for food first and foremost. So we go into the local restaurant, actually, and we find that there's a, if nothing else, sitting right there in the sort of display is a delicious apple pie, which does not look like it has gone bad yet. So there's a score there, and it's a restaurant, and there's actually lots of food. And there's also, like, we go in the back, and we can already see there's lots of like non-perishables and stuff. So all of a sudden, we're like pretty darn good for food, and we've got like a big backpack also. So that's good news. But just as we are kind of feeling quite relieved and whatnot with this development, we hear a loud sound coming from somewhere out in the town. And I think we can go ahead and pass it on to Phoebe at this point for, let's say, one last go before, we get into a third and final sprint.
Okay. We go to the nearest window, try and look outside. We're not really seeing anything. It's just kind of an alleyway. We head to look through a different window to try and get a view of the street, and we do see what's happening on the street, which is there's a shambling crowd of undead, puppeted by some other force. Who knows?
Oh my.
We cannot head out this front door right now unless we want to head straight through them.
Right.
And so we go to the back door, see what's happening out there. And they're at the back door as well. So we're feeling pretty surrounded, not liking our chances of going outside. So we head up to the second floor, and kind of upstairs in the restaurant, it's kind of a domestic space where, like, whoever owned the restaurant, they lived above it. And we break in, and what we find is that although over the last few days we haven't been able to get kind of internet connection anywhere, anything like that, signal, there's nothing, everything's kind of down, I guess because there's no one operating it and that sort of thing, power outages. And but we find that they've got a fax machine that somehow is drawing power from somewhere. We don't know where, but as we're looking at this fax machine, something starts printing. Piece of paper, and there is a message upon it.
Oh my. What a cliffhanger. But yeah, I think we can go ahead and just pause it there and get in our third and final sprint also. But when we return, no pressure or anything, Heather.
Yeah, thanks, Phoebe.
But no, we can take it from there. Yeah. And I see we've got lots of comments. So in the sprint, for sure, I'm going to carefully go through each comment myself. and do that. But yeah, let's get into our third and final sprint at this point. Good luck, all.
Timer, Michael?
Yay, that's the end of our third sprint. How'd y'all do? Woot woot.
I continued scribbling, and I'm getting a lot out of it. I'm getting a huge appreciation for actually, from a craft perspective, how clever this first chapter is and how good it is. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it does help to do that for sure.
I didn't do much. I just played with my dog.
Aww.
Good old Ein.
Yep. I talked to my mom and my cousin are downstairs, and then Edward walked in. He's like, "Ooh, Socaber." So, he said that before we go on to anything else, we have to determine what color Butterboy is because he said it's important.
I'm
Do we
imagining
know?
a Palomino purely because of the name.
Okay.
Works for me.
Is that sort of like patchwork, spotted, sort of like?
Palomino just means like a creamy gold sort of color.
Oh,
A
okay.
buttery color.
Oh, okay. Got it. I was off the mark there. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Did I cut you off there, Porscha? Or yeah. I read a bit more, and I also caught up with the chat, and I read everything in the chat, and had a good time with that. The chat's been awesome, for sure. Yeah. Well, I think we're in the third and final act of the story. I think we're kind of in the climax, the crunch, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, did you want to go ahead and pick it up from where we left it off there, Heather? And what might this fax actually say? Dot, 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 and all that?
Well, we end up grabbing the fax and we're looking at it and we realize we don't understand what it says. It's written in this weird kind of text that you've never read before. And oddly enough, you decide to look over to your horse and you ask little Butterboy, "Do you know what this means?" And surprisingly, she comes up and she reads the fax for you.
So this is like we've got the window opened, and how does this work actually? I thought the fax machine is on the second floor, right?
She was able to go up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you
She's
go.
standing right next to us. Her head is on our shoulder. She's reading over our shoulder at the paper. Yeah.
Ah, I see. My bad.
She's been here the whole time, Michael. She was helping us get food. She's just chilling.
There's big stairs all over these places. We don't know why, but hey, it works. She fits.
Okay. So, Porscha.
So, as Butterboy reads this fax to us that really has some wild details in here about beware the guys with the red eye, singular, red eye, singular.
Oh.
I turn and look at Butterboy and realize this whole time we've been so preoccupied with what's going on that we completely missed her horn. Like, Butterboy's been a unicorn the whole time, and we just didn't notice that she had a little horn. So no wonder she can read. Like, that's pretty awesome.
And speak, because she's telling us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, damn, so now we're like, The only way to get out of here is to, let's see, beware of the guys with the red eye.
Oh,
Just then we have an idea. We're in a restaurant with things in the kitchen. I bolt down the stairs to the kitchen, throwing things around looking for chopped parsley. I rub the chopped parsley on my face, right? I'm allergic to parsley. So my eye immediately goes red. So I look like I'm with the people out there. So I can pass as one of them. I can pass as one of the bad guys and talk us into being able to get safe passage because you all are with me. So we're a unit. And now I do have the red eye. So I wipe the excess parsley off my cheek. We take our magical unicorn and out into the swarms of people we go. Like out into the swarm we go.
brilliant. Brilliant, if I may say. So how am I going to follow that, huh?
This story has escalated in like the past 2 or 3 rounds. To,
Yeah.
like...
Okay, so sure enough, as we sort of walk amid the crowds of zombies, for lack of a better word, the parsley trick does the trick, and we're just, one of the gang, and we're left, we're left unharassed and everything, and we can just kind of go as we want. And also, for whatever reason, the zombies don't seem to take any interest in Little Butterboy. And so the two of us can kind of just mosey right down the middle of the sort of main street there without any problems. And so we kind of figure, we figure we might as well get up onto Little Butterboy and continue on our way towards New York City.
Okay. We're on the road to New York City, and we decide to have a conversation with Butterboy because Butterboy is pretty magical, and she seems to have an impressive skill set that we didn't at first appreciate. We're feeling a little guilty that we took a very close look at her anatomy to notice what gender she was, but we did not notice the horn in the middle of her head. So we're just asking some questions like, how do you exist? What was your relationship with that woman, and why did she hate you? And Butterboy says, I exist for you. I've always existed for you. And there have been forces at work in this world trying to keep me from finding you. But we were always meant to find each other, and we were always meant to go on this journey.
Right.
Because if you and I don't end up on this journey together, then ...
I also find it quite funny that, Little Butterboy hasn't talked at all up till now, but only because we haven't said anything to her.
Just because we're antisocial.
But what say you there, Heather, at this point?
As she's speaking, and as we've come to this revelation, something odd starts to happen. There's this crackling in the air. There's a bunch of lightning happening. And I'm going to have to ask, though, because I forgot. Where are we right now?
So
Still
we
on the
are
road, right?
Yeah, so we're now past the small town, and we're on the road, and we're continuing towards New York City, at least as we think.
Okay, so there's lightning, there's crackling in the air. Our hair is standing on end, and
Oh my.
suddenly we hear a loud snap, and several feet across there is the shadow of a person standing there, and we don't know what they look like because they're too far away, and we decide to head closer to them on our horse.
Oh. Unicorn, you mean?
Unicorn. Sorry. Forgive me, horse. Unicorn.
So I take 2 apples and a small handful of sugar cubes out of my knapsack to give Butterboy because this seems like it's going to be a wild ride. So
Oh.
she's definitely going to need some incentive.
Oh.
As I ask her, do you know exactly what? And she says, oh God, I feared this would happen. Well, like the guys with the red eye are actually the first phase of the curse. And since you found me, well, it starts to break the curse in the first dimension that it was in. But, well, because the time is different, things get a little wonky. And, well, we have kind of a half cursed, half uncursed situation going on. So, I mean, long story long, they're hellhounds. Excuse me, ma'am? Hellhounds? Hellhounds are coming, but it's okay. I don't think it's okay, but she said it's okay. So we're going to go with it's okay, but the hellhounds are coming quickly, and we can kind of hear the crackling fire of their hoofs running.
Oh. Okay. Wow. Um, well, yeah, so indeed, it seems like the time has come to fly like the wind, I guess, with Butterboy. We actually start in a rapid gallop, and we are already galloping so quickly, so rapidly, that we fly right by the mysterious figure by the roadside. And so I guess at least for now, we're not finding out who this person is, or maybe even not so much. But we fly right on by. But it does seem like the hellhounds are pretty fast themselves. And we look back. They are not gaining on us, but they're not really losing any ground either. And we're quite concerned about this, but Butterboy is a very good runner, apparently, and not surprisingly. And she doesn't seem to be running out of any breath or steam or energy or anything like that. But as we continue to gallop along on Butterboy, we suddenly see that there is another figure up ahead, but this figure is a lot smaller, almost child-sized, fully cloaked and hooded, and we can't see their face at all or their facial features or anything. And this figure is standing right in the middle of the road and facing our direction as we approach.
Okay.
And so, Phoebe.
We tug gently on the reins, and Butterboy skids to a halt because we are not leaving a child, no matter how ominous and mysterious, out here in the middle of the hellhounds and the storm and the part cursed, part uncursed world that we're existing in. So we pause. Butterboy's gained a little bit of ground on the hellhound, so we have a little bit of time to try and scoop this kid up. And we pull the child into the saddle, and they say, so you got my message? And we're like, your message? And they're like, yeah, I tried to get in touch with you through the fax machine. You should have seen. It looks like you're having a reaction. It seems like, oh yes, no, I got your message. Thank you. No, that really got me out of a sticky situation.
Right.
And the kid says, and I assume Butterboy's kind of explained everything, like why we're here, why it had to be you, why it had to be us, why it had to be the situation. And and you're like, you know, me and Butterboy, we've just been going from one crisis to the next, and we've really not been getting a chance to have the full context. If you want to explain it to me, feel free to go ahead. And the kid says, ...
He says, it's been a long time that you've had that I've been waiting to get this message to you, and I just think that right now is finally, like, this is destiny, and I just wanted to talk to you about your extended warranty. And it's been like, you know, just like, you need it for this horse because, like, it's a unicorn, she's special, and I really need you to just consider extending it, you know, so that she can stay safe. And you know, I feel like I've gone through all this trouble, and really, like, if you could just hear me out, listen to me talk about it, I think it would really benefit the both of you.
So you mean to tell me that this entire time I've been thinking that I'm the last omen in an apocalypse, and you want to talk to me about the extended warranty on a unicorn? That's it. Release the llamas. And with that, I release the llamas, and the llamas come out from every direction, and they're running up and they're killing the hellhounds because, well, I am the last omen. I was like, this could have gone either way, but you've just really pushed me over the edge. So now we're doing the llama thing. Like, it's happening. Like, and this is your own fault. So I put the kid onto the ground, who I suspect is not a child, but a midget who works in law enforcement. So with that, hand the kid a carrot in case the kid is actually a kid, so he won't die out here in this apocalypse of hellhounds and llamas. Bid him adieu. Off we go on the unicorn.
And so it goes. Yeah, so as we continue to gallop at full pace along the road on Butterboy, in a few seconds we look back and we see that the hellhounds have caught up to the insurance salesperson. and it's not a pretty sight. The hellhounds are quite satisfied, it seems, with catching up with the insurance child salesperson. And yeah, oh, the horror. And suffice it to say that the hellhounds are no longer chasing us, and so we can go ahead and pull up a little bit on the reins and actually slow Butterboy down to a quick canter. Yeah, and it seems like the llamas have also sort of nicely made their ways back into the forests and behind the hills and whatnot. Um, and it seems like they're all good and everything. But just as you finish kind of looking behind you and around you and everything and making sure the llamas are all nicely settling where they're settling, you look ahead and lo and behold, you see in the distance the New York City skyline.
Amidst the forest that the llamas disappeared.
So I say we do one more round, and in that round, wrap up the story. Are you three game for that? Chat.
So are we going to finish on you? Are you going to be like the last?
I guess so. Yeah, we did start. Yeah, so we've started with you, Phoebe. I guess yeah, we could end with me, and yeah, but one more round. What do you say?
Okay. Yeah. We approach New York City. There's lots of kind of the traffic is weird. Like there's lots of cars that have just been abandoned, seemingly in the middle of the road, and then there's other people trying to wind their way around on bikes, motor vehicles, trying to weave through, and then there's us on Butterboy. Lots of other people have had the same idea of us trying to accumulate in some kind of higher populous area and figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting some interested looks because we're walking into New York City on a talking unicorn. And it becomes clear actually that there may be a bit too much interest, a bit of jealousy. Perhaps other people are thinking, this weird unicorn must be the source of our problems or a potential cure to our problems. Who is this person? Do they want to steal the unicorn, they're thinking? So as we're walking along the streets, now kind of, entering a British person's uninformed vision of New York, in which somehow suburbs melt into high-rise buildings. We don't know. There's beginning to be a bit of a crowd, and they're getting a bit pushy around Butterboy.
Typical New Yorkers.
So then Butterboy gets scared, and she does the thing where she tries to buck you off, and she lifts her legs up into the air and kicks and tries to save herself, and you actually end up falling backwards, and you hit your head on the floor, and now you're unconscious.
Oh dear.
So waking up from being unconscious and your head is spinning and your eye is still red and swollen from the parsley but you realize that you're in a place that looks familiar. Like you start to feel around yourself, and it's like, I'm on a warm, comfortable bed. You get up to see where you are, and you look out the window from your penthouse apartment overlooking the city of New York. You realize, I don't know what happened. I don't know what that weird dream was. Something about a unicorn and being the last omen in an apocalyptic thing, and your roommate, and just then your roommate knocks at the door and says, "Hey man, you seen those mushrooms I had in the refrigerator? You didn't put those in your spaghetti sauce, did you? Did you cook with the mushrooms that I had on my side of the fridge? Those are medicinal, man."
Oh,
To which you fall back in bed like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to call in. It's just not working today. I just can't do today."
right. Yeah. So indeed, you realize your grave mistake. Um, but at the end of the day, you do actually feel quite well rested. Um, yeah, and so you look at the clock, and it's actually only 8:55 in the morning, and you don't have to start your shift at work until 10. So you go ahead. Oh, hi there, Ein.
Doggy.
Hi there, Ein. How are you? How are you doing? What's up? So all of a sudden, you've made some coffee and you've had some breakfast. You've had a bowl of cereal and you've had your coffee. You're actually feeling suddenly pretty good. Like I said, you're feeling well rested from your night's sleep, and so you just figure, what the heck, you figure you'll just go into work. And so that's what you do. You go down, you take the elevator down your apartment building, and you're in downtown New York, and you take public transit to your office. And your boss sees you as you're going into your cubicle, and your boss says, "Oh, good morning," and everything, and gives you actually a list of existing clients, and tells you that, or asks you nicely to go ahead and please start going down this list and contacting these existing clients, and asking them, if they would, trying to sell them on those gosh darned extended warranties. And so that's what you do, and you sit down and you start calling people, and by 10:13, you've already gotten someone who has gone ahead and agreed to sign up for an extended warranty. Indeed. The end.
Yay.
Let's see here. Oh, look at this banner here. Well, And I see we've got some lovely comments also in the chat. Heather, this is for you with love from Laura. But yeah, should we just about call it another gosh darned Socaber stream with that? Thank you so much also, of course, Phoebe and Heather and Porscha for guest hosting for the stream. But yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and call it a another gosh darned stream at that. Indeed. Thanks, bundles and bunches. Bye-bye.
Bye.